This is probably where you think food from your local farmer's market comes from. I'm one of those people. I shop at farmers markets all the time.
You selling a lot of berries though today?
And I had no idea there may be people who didn't actually grow the food themselves.
Can I try one of your berries? Yeah.
They're called resellers, and we're told they're not always upfront about it. These markets are a billion-dollar industry, but largely unregulated. So we're gonna ask each vendor what they grow.
Well, I'm trying to go local today. Thank you.
And then see if their claims check out.
The homegrown ones, are they yours then, or?
Well, I don't farm anymore.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No.
But we spot boxes with a different name under the table. And when we call the name on that box, we discover it leads back to a wholesaler. At this market, the vendor says the name of his family farm is Corneef, but we saw produce with that name at least 3 other markets. The other place we spot Corneef is at the grocery store.
So that's Corneef produce right over there. Not a family farm after all. In fact, Corneef is a large-scale wholesaler, and you can find them right here at Ontario's food terminal.
But at market after market, we find stickers usually seen at the grocery store. And even then, some vendors claim the produce is theirs.
Is it all local?
What do you mean by that?
As in, have you grown it on your farm?
Oh, sorry, yes.
Yeah.
But the sticker we spot here and at other markets all belong to the same producer.
Red Sun, Canada.
Red Sun is a multinational company based in Kingsville, Ontario. There's over 1,700 greenhouses here. This is not where most people think their local farmers market food is coming from.
We're well over $1 million an acre. So it's not just I think I'll be a greenhouse grower today. That's a serious number.
Most of their product is sold directly to grocery stores. Produce that doesn't make the cut is sold off, cheaper.
It might be misshapen, it might be too small, or maybe even too big. So that finds its way to a wholesale market.
At some markets, we also find wholesale produce that's not from Canada at all.
Got cucumbers and peppers and tomatoes and stuff in already? Hey, got them in Southern Ontario.
This vendor says these peppers are local, but the sticker leads back to a large grower in Mexico. Hard to believe, but we find lots of international produce at so-called local farmers markets.
Where are those from? Those are from the States. Okay.
Our last stop is Peterborough's Saturday Market. It's one of the largest farmers markets in the province. It's also at the center of a battle between farmers and resellers. Headlines in the local paper highlight the fight that's been brewing.
Which stuff out of this have you guys grown?
We grew the tomatoes,
Tomatoes.
beets, cucumbers.
They tell us everything is grown by them or neighboring farms. But after seeing stickers like these again
Yeah, these are huge, these ones.
Yeah, jumbo.
and again,
So these are yours? Yep, great.
we've got doubts.
Where's your farm?
Newcastle.
It's time to check things out for ourselves.
So this is the property record check, which says that all of this along here, and there is the Kents. Just corn. Wow, not a whole lot here other than tractor beds. It's hard to know if we're seeing everything for sure because I can't see beyond those trees. But the only crop I can see is corn.
We're tracking the food you buy at farmers markets back to its source. For Lauren Nurse, that leads to her farm just outside Peterborough, Ontario. But for other vendors, we've discovered that trail could lead to the Ontario Food Terminal, Canada's largest wholesaler. There's James Kent. He's told us he grows what he sells, but the day before market, he isn't in the fields. He's here. The next day, we're at the market when the Kents arrive. We watch as boxes that look just like those loaded at the terminal get unloaded here. Zucchinis are transferred into market-friendly bushels. Carrots unpacked from plastic. And this time, those stickers are peeled off.
Are they grown nearby?
My neighbor does.
Your neighbor grows them?
Yeah.
And that's just a little bit down the road, right?
Down the road. Across the road.
Across the road.
Yeah, literally. Like he's across the field.
We found no evidence of radishes across from the Kents.
Everything across the street is just, I don't know, wild vegetation.
But we did see over half a dozen boxes of radishes the day before. Alongside them, a variety of produce, including zucchinis and peppers.
And you grow your zucchinis too, or is that your neighbor's mom?
Oh, right.
They're yours?
Yeah, this is the first batch of yellow. The second batch of cuttings of
Oh, okay. Do you have red, oh, I see red peppers down there? Yep. Okay. Do you grow those yourself? How much are they?
They're $2 each.
There's no difference between food that you buy at the grocery store and food at the farmer's market if it all comes from the food terminal. It's the same food. So people are being duped.
But there is a difference when it comes to price. The zucchinis and peppers the Kents were selling cost 50% more than what we found at local stores that same day. A higher price point, but still cheap enough to make it hard for farmers to compete.
It's our main sales venue, essentially completely undercutting us at every step of the way. That really affects our bottom line.
For Sam and Astrid, it's personal. They sell at the Peterborough Saturday Farmers Market alongside the Kents.
A farmer's market is for farmers, and that's who it should foster.
Farmers like Lauren. She sold at the Peterborough Farmers Market too, but after one season was told there was no longer room for her.
You know, I'm a farmer and I should be selling at a farmer's market. It's kind of preposterous.
Our investigation into farmers markets found reselling at 70% of the markets we visited. At half of those, vendors made claims that didn't check out.
Hi there. I'm Charles Diagro with CBC's Marketplace.
How you doing, Charles?
I'm well, thanks. Listen, we've been trying to get a hold of you. And we'd just like to know why you're misleading people, saying that you grew produce when you didn't grow it, didn't even come from your farm. Why aren't you being transparent about reselling? Because consumers are paying a premium for your product because they think that you grew it. Are you ripping people off?
Why would you say something like that?
We've got great food.
I totally understand that, but
James Kent doesn't want to talk, but we may get some answers yet.
Sorry, I'm on the board of directors here, and I just want
Hi.
to know what's the issue.
Mark Jones represents the market board. He says they've chosen to include reselling since produce isn't available year-round.
The very simple reason is economics,
well,
and the
there may
customers
well
will
be
decide.
a case for reselling, but it's the issue about being honest and open and transparent about it.
We know that transparency is an issue, and we've been working on that with our farmers, okay? That takes time.
In the meantime, at your next trip to the market, here's how to put vendors' claims to the test for yourself.
The things that they're selling are not in season. Zucchinis in June, strawberries in early June.
And behind there are the boxes with the labels on them. If that's somebody else's name on that box and that person didn't grow it.
Uniformity and perfectness. I mean, the peppers are all the same size, all the same shape.
To start asking the right questions and start seeking out the real farmers.
You know, the best question to ask is, can we visit?
If you don't get an invite, you can probably bet that they're not farming.